is the mutual sharing of electron between the atom. That atom may be similar or the dissimilar, and the compounds containing this type of bond are called the covalent compounds. There are three types of covalent bond. One is a single covalent bond, second one is the double covalent bond, and third one is the triple covalent bond. Next one, single covalent bond. We have to study the single covalent bond. When one electron pair, that is the two electron, is shared between the atoms of similar or dissimilar elements, the bond formed is called a single covalent bond. Means there is a sharing of pair of electron between two atoms. That atom may be similar or dissimilar. Means each atom can share one electron. Means the one pair is shared between the two atoms. That is called सिंगल कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड. म्हणजे एक बॉन्ड फॉर्म होण्यासाठी दोन इलेक्ट्रॉन लागतात आणि दोन इलेक्ट्रॉन काय होत असतात, एक ॲटम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन देतो, दुसरा ॲटम एक इलेक्ट्रॉन देतो. त्या दोन इलेक्ट्रॉन पासून काय एक बॉन्ड तयार होतो. दॅट इज कॉल्ड अ सिंगल कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ क्लोरीन मॉलिक्यूल Cl2 molecule. The atomic number of chlorine is 17. Atomic number है 17. First orbit contains the 2 electron, second orbit contains the 8 electron, and last orbit has 7 electron. Means the chlorine require 1 electron to complete the outermost orbit. So the one chlorine has, here the chlorine atom, the last orbit contains the 7 electron. Here second chlorine atom, last orbit contains the 7 electron. Means the one chlorine atom can share one electron, another chlorine atom can share one electron. By mutual sharing of electron between these two chlorine atom, there is a formation of a bond between these atom. That bond is called a single covalent bond. Means next, double covalent bond. What is the double covalent bond? When two electron pair, that is the 4 electrons, are shared between the atoms of similar or dissimilar element, the bond formed is called double covalent bond. Means there is a sharing of electron between two atoms, but each atom can share the 2 electrons. Means there is a sharing of 4 electrons between the two atoms, and that is the formation of a double bond compound. That bond is called double covalent bond. For example, oxygen. The atomic number of oxygen is 8. Means first orbit contains the 2 electrons, second orbit contains the 6 electrons. Means the oxygen is short of 2 electron, or oxygen requires 2 electron to complete the outermost orbit. So the oxygen can share their 2 electrons. See here, the last orbit contains the 6 electron, and this oxygen contains the 6 electron in the last orbit. And one oxygen can share 2 electron, another oxygen can share 2 electrons. See here, this oxygen and these 2 electrons of this oxygen, and that 4 electrons are shared between 2 oxygen, and there is a formation of a double bond. Next one is the triple covalent bond. The triple covalent bond means when 3 electron pair, that is the 6 electrons, are shared between the atoms of similar and dissimilar elements, the bond formed is called a triple covalent bond. Means there is a 3 pair of electrons are shared between the two atoms. For example, the formation of nitrogen molecule. The atomic number of nitrogen molecule is 7. The first orbit contains the 2 electron, and second orbit contains the 5 electrons. So each nitrogen can share its 3 electrons. Means 3 pair of electrons are shared between the two nitrogen atoms, and the bond formed, that bond is a triple covalent bond. The polar and non-polar covalent bond. The polar कोणला म्हणतात आणि non-polar कोणला म्हणतात? The polar and non-polar covalent bond. When a bond is formed between dissimilar atoms, the bonding electrons will not be equally shared. तर काय होत आहे त्या ठिकाणी पोलार बॉन्ड कुठले असतात? When bond formed between the two dissimilar atom, म्हणजे दोन वेगवेगळ्या ॲटम मध्ये जर बॉन्ड फॉर्म झाला असेल, that is बॉन्डिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन विल नॉट बी इक्वली शेअर्ड. त्या ठिकाणी काय बॉन्डिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन इक्वल शेअरिंग होत नाही. दॅट बॉन्ड इज कॉल्ड पोलार कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड. अँड नॉन पोलार कोव्हॅलंट बॉन्ड मीन्स when a bond is formed between similar atom, the bonding electrons are shared equally. तर त्या ठिकाणी काय सेम इलेक्ट्रॉन असतील किंवा सिमिलर ॲटम असतील. सिमिलर ॲटम मध्ये काय होत असते, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर शेअर्ड इक्वल, बट that is called a non-polar covalent bond. And another one is the atom dissimilar atom, the bond formed between the dissimilar atom, then bonding electron will not be shared equally, so that bond is called a polar covalent bond. The resulting bond formed is polar covalent bond. Means if the dissimilar atoms form a bond, that is called a polar covalent bond, and if the similar atoms are formed, that bond is called a non-polar covalent bond. For example, water molecule is a non-polar covalent bonded compound. Ammonia, HF and HCl, these are the polar covalent bonded compound. And the hydrogen molecule, chlorine molecule, nitrogen molecule, these are the non-polar covalent bond compounds. The characteristics of covalent compounds. Bad conductor of heat and electricity, means covalent compounds are bad conductor of heat and electricity, and they are insoluble in a polar solvent like water, and soluble in a organic solvent like a benzene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. Means these are the insoluble in polar solvent. Covalent compounds are insoluble in polar solvent, but these are soluble in organic solvent like benzene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. They exist mostly in a gaseous and liquid state. Means covalent compounds are present in a gaseous or liquid state. The covalent compounds are soft, easily fusible and volatile. Right? Covalent compounds are soft, easily fusible and volatile. And last one is they have low melting point and boiling point. These are the some characteristics of the covalent compounds.